boy, do we have a lot to get through. Okay, so I bought quite a few pieces from the Louis Vuitton Murakami 2025 re-edition collection, and 35 pieces later, I am out of shelf space and sanity. So today I am tackling all of the behind the scenes chaos, the boxes, the tags, the receipts, the ribbons, the tissue paper, really the collector aftermath that nobody truly talks about. I am going to show you exactly how I organize it all, what I do with the boxes, how I label everything, and what I do with the tags so that nothing gets lost. Because if you're a collector, you know that the shopping, that's the fun part, but the organizing is an art form in itself. Go grab yourself a coffee, maybe a label maker, and let's get into it. Okay, so if you have been watching my 2025 Murakami journey throughout this year, you will know that I have bought 35 pieces from that collection across the 3 chapters. That is the multicolor super flat chapter, the cherry blossom chapter, and finally the cherries chapter. When you collect this much stuff, which let me remind you, I do not normally buy this much stuff in 1 year. I am just a very passionate Murakami collector. But when you collect this much, you can't just throw the boxes in the closet and forget about it. They become part of the archive themselves. Okay, so this is a little bit of what we're dealing with here. We've got little boxes, we've got bags, and we've got big boxes. And then over here, this is some of the stuff from the first chapter that I had already started setting aside to organize. I was kind of waiting for everything to be complete before I finished. This is part of my box storage system, which I will show you. This is non-Murakami old boxes, but we're gonna make a Murakami section. And then over here, I've got my bins. That is what I keep the boxes that I can't break down in. These are the 74 quart weather tight totes from the Container Store. They came in a set of 4. I really like the weather tight totes. There are other brands aside from the Container Store. I think I've also tried the Iris ones, IRIS. They help me believe that moisture won't get inside. I also have these that I put inside the bins as well to help with any moisture issues. And then you'll see I've got some hardcore labeling here, which is sticky notes and pens and blue tape, but you will see what I use everything for. Some things I'm a perfectionist about, and some things I'm just trying to move quickly and get everything done. My closet is starting to look like a Louis Vuitton warehouse. Let's start with the boxes. You can see there are many different variations of box sizes. You've got big boxes, these which we will break down. You've got smaller boxes which don't break down. You've got medium boxes. We've got shopping bags, and then we also have all of the ribbon and the tissue paper, some of which I'll be giving away. So contrary to popular belief, or what some may believe by watching my videos, this is not a very luxurious space. It's actually an ADHD hellhole and very unorganized, because I am very ADHD and sometimes I don't finish projects. And that is probably why you have not seen a full closet tour yet, because I'm not done.
Fun fact, this is also what the inside of my brain looks like.
And I have been making a lot of strides over the past few weeks to start getting organized, finding things to get rid of, shoes, apparel, not handbags yet. But I really want to get this thing organized and stop feeling like overwhelmed, like I'm living in a Louis Vuitton warehouse with all of these boxes. I would say this is a very practical way to store these items when you don't have a ton of space. I live in like a 2,200 square foot house. This is our first home. It is not our forever home. We bought it to be more of an investment property. Would like to move in a house probably double this size eventually. So right now, space is a little tight, and we collect a lot of things. So again, this is a practical solution that I have come up with for the time being. Eventually, I would love to have a full basement or attic solution that I can really properly store everything. Why do I keep everything? It's part of that just collector perfectionism mindset. It also does help with resale value, even though I rarely plan to resell. I do consider these things very valuable assets. And if anything ever happened that I did need to sell them, I want to make sure I have as much as possible to get the most value out of it if I do have to sell something. I'd also say it's a bit of a sentimental feeling. I like knowing that I have all the bits and bobs that came with everything, but also the receipts and tags are very important to save to establish provenance or authenticity in the future. So I do keep them in a binder, and I will show you how I organize that probably in the second part. And I update that all the time. It's always evolving. I even have really good ideas on like future products I would like to make that meet my needs that maybe other people would like too.
I am so powerful. My mind, oh, it amazes me sometimes.
In this video, which will be like part 1, I'll show you the start of how I put the tags together that eventually would go in the binder, etc. Okay, let's start by going through the big boxes and let me show you a little bit of what I do. All of the larger Louis Vuitton boxes, they break down. So you will see that you've got this flap here, and then inside you've got these 2 blue tabs. And when you pull those, it pulls them up like that and like that, and it folds flat like this, and then the top folds back like that. So I label the exact item that came in that box, and I do not do it in any crazy label maker way. I actually just do it with sticky notes, which you will have seen there. There's a yellow sticky note in there, and it literally just says 𝐿𝑒𝓉'𝓈 Murakami Black Multi Speedy 30 Soft. The Speedy Soft 30 is behind me. You'll see I've actually done a little bit of rearranging already. So it's there. I usually keep all of the accessories and the dust bag in the bag itself. I take out the tags, and I will show you what I do with the tags in the next part. But for now, I'm flattening the boxes like this, and I keep them in a storage bag that is as sealed as it can be because they're kind of too big to fit in those bins. And I find the 74 quart bins to be the perfect size for storage, for a future rack storage for me. I don't want the huge, massive bins. They're heavy to lift, they're hard to store. So that is why I keep these in bags. And I also, like, I hate dust. I hate the idea of even like little bugs getting in there. So like if you have a dust-free house, maybe you could just stack them against the wall in your closet or stack them in the top of your closet. I prefer to keep them in a bag, and then I have a finished attic that's actually a spare bedroom, but it's kind of used for my storage right now, and that is where I keep them. Okay, so I bought this set of Ikea bags here. This is what I put stuff that I can fold flat. I put stuff in there that I fold flat that is too big to fit in the bin. This has a bunch of previous purchases in it. Again, they're all labeled with sticky notes in one way or another on the inside of the box. And I think I'm going to do a separate bag specifically for Murakami so that I know all my Murakami boxes are in one specific bag. And then I literally just label that with blue tape. And the reason that I use sticky notes and blue tape instead of labeling the boxes with a label maker, for example, is because I want to make sure that I can easily remove the label without damaging the box. And honestly, a lot of times the Louis Vuitton boxes come damaged, like the corners are ripped and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm also not going to sit there and spend time typing out the name on the label when I can just chicken scratch it on a sticky note. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just trying to remember what bag came in what box. Okay, so these bags are from Ikea. They come in a set of 3. You can buy them directly from Ikea. I just bought them on Amazon because I wanted them quickly in 24 hours or next day or whatever. But I think it's a little more expensive if you buy it from Amazon. Just price check. I want to say they're like $10 from Ikea for this set of 3. I don't know, don't quote me. I'll put the prices on the screen or in the description. But this size I found is best to fit majority of the boxes. There is not much that doesn't fit in this bag. What I will do is I will start by breaking down the boxes by size, largest to smallest. I will write on the sticky notes what the bag is, put it in the box, and I'm gonna lay them flat in a stack, and then we'll put them in there nicely. And then I will show you what I do with the boxes that I can't break down. All right, so a couple of these I have already labeled. So this one, you can see it says 2025 𝐿𝑒𝓉'𝓈 Murakami Cherry Blossom Speedy. So we are just pulling up the sides and laying this one flat. And I try to make it so that the sticky note is behind the thing so that it holds it in place just in case it doesn't lose the sticky. And then I find that it's best to fold the top back, not forward. That's just the way that it bends. And then we will also be putting the shopping bags in there. The shopping bags fold down the middle. So unlike, let me just show you. They come like this, where there's like a piece in there. You pull that piece up like that, and then you push from the middle. You push from the middle like that. So you're not bending either side. The sides are flat. So I've got this one and this one. I think I will give away one of these in my packaging giveaway. And maybe I will keep two of them because then I could do something with either side. Like I could put them next to each other, for example, so you can see both sides. But since I have three, I think I can give one of these away. I'm just looking for any staining. I want to keep ones that are in perfect condition. I think these two look the best. Not that I don't love you guys, but I'm gonna keep the best ones for myself. And then folded up tissue paper. This is the cherry tissue paper, even though it's kind of hard to see. And then from the cherry bags, we've got small. I've got two mediums, which I feel like maybe I don't need two of these. And then I've got one large. I'm gonna look for any marks or anything, because you know how the cherries were like quite dirty. This has like a little bit of mark on this one, so I'll probably give this one away. And then this is stuff, these are bags that I'm keeping. Now let's look at this. I try to label it when I take the box out, otherwise I will forget. Otherwise I'd have to go back and watch my YouTube video maybe and try to guess. This is the Never Full Super Flat. I wrote, I think. So we're gonna pull that out like that and lay that back like that. This one is bigger than these two, so I'm gonna stack it like that. This is going in my giveaway pile. This tag, I'm just gonna give this to my son because he loves playing with these, drawing on these little envelopes. I don't always keep the standard packaging. It depends. I'm definitely keeping the stuff that goes with the Murakami because it's like a core part of my collection. Okay, this is the Nano Speedy, which I have not found a place for yet. And then this one will be a good example because I've got the tags that I have to put away, and it's got the dust bag and the straps. So let's take a look at this one. I prefer, over years of making mistakes, I prefer to keep the dust bag and the accessories for the item with the item if it is big enough to hold the dust bag. So I will fold this up and I will put it in the bag, and then when I go to use the bag, I set it on the shelf or I set it on the island so that the dust bag is always with the bag. I find that when I don't keep it with the bag, sometimes I would put sticky notes in to remember what it is, but it just gets all mixed up. It's easier to keep all accessories together when you're not using the bag, in my opinion. And then the strap, I'm going to roll this up as tight as possible. And I am going to put that inside as well. And if it needed any additional stuffing, I would use acid-free tissue paper. I'm not gonna be doing full organizing today. That's gonna have to be another video. I'm just going to find random places for these bags right now. And then this is where I will write a quick note. 𝐿𝑒𝓉'𝓈 Murakami white multicolor nano speedy. And then I'm going to break this box down. This one's smaller, it doesn't have the blue tabs like that. And then I'm placing the sticky note partially under the edge so that it holds it tight there. Fold that back, stack it like that. Now let's look at the tags. Okay, so I've showed you guys this in another video, but I have these, which I will link the size, but I believe these are 4x3. We can actually measure them for trading cards, coins, etc. And they are acid-free PVC, dust-proof, waterproof, and anti-oxidation. That is why I bought these, and I will link some for you. Oh, these are, yeah, 4x3.5. Well, 3.25 it looks like. So this is what I do. I open it up, and I don't flip this inside out because I don't want to bend it. I just fold it like this, and I put this in there. Sometimes I try to separate them so one of them's on, because I want them to be as flat as possible when they go in the binder like that, but it's not a big deal. Make sure that the ribbon is in there, and then I tighten it while getting the air out at the same time, just like that. And then this will go in the binder in a sleeve like this, with eventually the receipt. And then I have like a provenance sheet that I fill out for it that I will show you guys. That is a lot of work because I have 35 pieces to fill out right now. But again, we'll go through the binder in another video. This is the step I do right now, is just taking these, putting them in the protective film, and then getting them ready to go in the sleeve in the binder eventually, because I don't want to lose these. All right. Next is cosmetic pouch epi. So this is for the cherry blossom cosmetic pouch. So I don't keep the return label and the return thing. I have some of these, like I might keep a bunch of them. They don't change. I'm torn. I throw a lot of these away. Let me know in the comments if you keep these. I think these aren't necessarily necessary to keep, but I might just keep the stack for the Murakami collection to put in my bin. So this will go with the tags for this in the binder in the sleeve. So literally chicken scratch. And there you have it, folding it behind. When I opened this, I already did the tags in one of the slip cases. So I just need to find that and then put the receipt with it, sorry. I've got a couple smaller boxes that I already labeled here. So I've got the 𝒢𝓇𝒾𝓄𝒹 denim pochette accessoire, the cherry cosmetic pouch. Oh, this is the shoe box I wanted to show you guys. So the shoe box lays flat like this. So I wrote in here, 𝒢𝓇𝒾𝓄𝒹 multicolor sneaker. It's got some like packaging in there. It lays, you pull the sleeve out, and then this is the top part. So I just keep them together like that. And again, I'm like kind of stacking these by size because that is how I will put them in the bag eventually. All right, let me get through these and then I will come back to you guys. Okay, so I've gone through quite a bit of this already with some of the stuff that I had pre-broken down. So I believe this is my last box to break down, which is the cherry soft trunk. Oh my God, it's like reopening it again for the first time. So freaking cute. All right, so in here, I've got the 2 tags, and then the straps are in there, and then I'm gonna put the dust bag inside of the bag, or I'm gonna keep it in there depending on what I do, where I put it on the shelf. So like that. 𝒢𝓇 Murakami cherry side trunk. And then again, I put the sticky note partially under the side like that, and then fold it back like that. There, perfect. Okay, so that should be all of the folded boxes. Really quickly, I'm gonna put these tags in here like that and close it. Let me show you how I slide these in the bag. My gosh, it's getting a little hot in here. Okay, so folded boxes are all going in the Ikea bag. So I'm going to take the longer ones. Ooh. And I'm going to put these, slide these down in there. I usually keep the foldy flap parts near the top of the bag because in case I need to bend them a little to zip it shut, then I can do that. Like, perfect. And then I'm gonna do next set here, the medium ones. Put those in there. Like that. The ribbon was kind of falling. I'm gonna adjust that. Okay, and then these ones. Those ones might actually fit in the bin, but that's okay because I have so much stuff to go in the bin. Oh, I found a few more. Shoot. Okay, this was for the perfume. Oh, okay, this one doesn't fold flat, so that's why that's there. And then this one, shoot, this is unlabeled. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out what this one is once I go through everything else. So the flattened boxes are good. I'd actually rather put these in the bin because I want to lay them flat so they don't get like crunched up in the bag. So I believe these will fit in the bottom of the bin, which is probably what I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm being a psycho really quick and I'm checking this stuff off a list and I am writing down where it's stored. Like a crazy person. Okay, and I'm just really quickly going through and marking that I have the box and that the box is in the Ikea bag. White Nano Speedy right here. And then this was the cherry cosmetic pouch. Sorry, I got a little mixed up when I found a box that wasn't labeled, which is why I try to label everything. Okay, this is the Car 70. I even put the style number on this one. All right, Car 70. Most of the scarves came in scarf bags or boxes, but one of them did come in a bigger box. That's why that's there. I am.
Mom?
Yeah.
Can I show you some of the pictures of this?
Of course.
What, all of them?
Sure. Hold on. Let me write this one thing down before I forget, and then you can show me. Okay, I'm getting all hot. All right, so I finished checking all those. I zipped up the bag. You can see it fits in here fine, and then I'll put blue tape here that says like Murakami boxes or something like that. Blue tape, and then I'm just gonna write, this is dangerous, right on my wall. All right, Murakami 2025. That's it, nothing fancy. I am going to get these silica gel packs for absorption, just in case there's moisture or whatever in there. And I am getting one of these. So 1 gram covers 120 cubic inches. So these are the 50 gram packets, which apparently cover 3.3 cubic feet. So that is plenty. So I'm only throwing one of these in here and I'm just dropping it down the side on the bottom of the bag, and that is that. Zipping this back up. And I don't like to overfill these because they can get really heavy and like hard to carry if they're too full. So this is perfect for the Murakami stuff, and then I'll have one more with sort of everything else that I've collected over the last few years since like 2019 at least. Those are all the boxes, and then I will go lay these flat against the wall where I just keep some boxes upstairs in my attic. And now let's pack the bins with the boxes that are not collapsible. My husband just brought me a spicy marg. Very kind of him. Also very dangerous while I'm organizing. Okay, so bin open. First, I'm gonna put these bags in at the bottom flat. I'm not planning to do anything with the bags right now in terms of like artwork or anything. I'm just saving them. So that is what they look like flat in the bin. And then we need to go through all of the little boxes. These were all of the bandos, I'm pretty sure. And if they didn't have special packaging, I'm leaving like the little bit of tissue paper that was in there. And I'm just looking for any tags or anything. This one is labeled cherry denim bandeau. Some of them are labeled, some of them are not. Okay, so here there is a bandeau still in there. So I'm gonna label that one. Same with this one. Taking that off, and I'm writing down that this was cherry blossom bandeau brown, like that. Some of these I might actually just keep the ribbon in for safekeeping. I have a lot of ribbon. I'm not keeping all of the ribbon. I mean, like, it just feels like excessive to keep all the ribbon. I want to give some away. I'll definitely keep a good amount. You guys know I don't actually plan on selling any of this. So for me, I think it's fine to have the box and not the ribbon. If it's labeled, I'm throwing it in there. Cherry denim bandeau. And I'm going to mark it off to cherry blossom bandeau. And then I'm going to write plastic bin. This one is rose, and I will cut the tags off in a separate video. We'll go through those, but I'm just keeping those right here for now. And I'm going to keep the ribbon in there. Murakami cherry blossom pink. All right, put that in there. And then the cherry denim one I marked. So then I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other boxes, which I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the other 5. Okay, so I really chicken scratch labeled the rest of these. And I've got them stacked in there. And then I've got the perfume one here, which actually, I think I'm going to put the perfume box in here. Let me grab it really quick. Here's the box for the perfume. I have the cylinder thing too. I might have actually already put it in another bin by accident, even though I planned to put all of this together. But I'm just putting that in there, and I'm going to put that in the box. I just found this on the shelves, so I am going to put this in the perfume bottle. It's really cute, but I don't usually display packaging. I have the stickers in the frames, but I think I'm just going to save this for, again, just collectability. So I am going to put this in the perfume box for storage. This is what the box currently looks like, and as I fill it up, I'll continue to organize it like a puzzle, basically. Okay, guys, I just ate dinner and I'm back in the room to finish doing some organizing. So I've got these accessory boxes to go through, and then I have some boxes from chapter 1 that I had set aside in an Ikea bag that we need to go through. And all of this is going into the bin that we've been working on. So this one has a dust bag in it, and it doesn't have a sticky note or tags. So I can't identify it right now. So set that aside. This one has, okay, tag and some plastic. I think this must be the cherry ball charm. So I've got that tag there, and I've got this, and I've got the instructions here for the cherry charm. So what I'm going to do with this, I will grab a tag pouch. I keep all tags together, so I'm going to put the little instruction manual in there, and then I'm going to put the tag with the little ARFID ID on it in there. So that is what that looks like. And then for this dust bag, these ones, I don't keep the items necessarily in the bag because I like to see the item depending on how it's displayed. I am going to put a sticky note in here, a small one, just so that I don't forget what it was. And then I am still going to put the sticky note in here for what this was. And like sometimes I put the ribbon in there, sometimes it's whatever. So let me write these two. Sometimes I put the dust bags, the small dust bags, in the binder, which I'll show you later. Sometimes I keep it near the item, TBD. Super fast chicken scratch so that I don't forget what it is, and I'm putting that in the bottom of the box like that. And then this box is going in the bin. And then this one, which I used to do this, I just put it inside the dust bag so I don't forget which item was in this dust bag, just in case I misplace it. This one, I believe, was the passport holder. Yeah, that's the passport holder. So this one, actually, I have this size as well. That was before they got those like bigger tags. So if it does fit in here, I might use that instead. So yeah, I have both sizes. So this one is the smaller one, and I can link both, but there you have it. And then I am gonna make another small sticky for what this one is. Putting that in there and open the other ones. Okay, got a scarf here. So I'm gonna take this out, and I'm not doing full scarf organization right now, but I'm just putting it in my scarf drawer. And then I'm gonna just label this. And then in here, I've got the earrings. I am going to keep these inside the pouch for now. And then I've got this little tag, which actually, this one doesn't have like a booklet or anything. I'm going to put it in the small one. Yeah, that fits fine in there. So again, this will go in the binder eventually. And I'm going to grab my laptop so I can check these off. Okay, I've got this bigger box here, which this has my white cherry scarf in it. This in the scarf drawer for now. And then this ribbon, and this has the cherry tissue paper. I'm going to leave all of this in this box. So I'm just going to mark what it is. So I just put it under the tissue like that. Okay, so I literally went back and watched some of my YouTube video unboxing so that I could see the size box. I thought this was for the panda charm that I just unboxed in my birthday unboxing, and it looks like it is. So I am going to label those the big panda bag charm. Okay, so in the Ikea bag is where I put some stuff after I unboxed it from the first chapter, just for like storage reasons. So hold on, let me show you what this looks like. All right, so I wrapped a bunch of the ribbon in here in tissue paper, and then the multicolor. Okay, so then this I think is what yes, so this is the panda mini pochette. I've got a bunch of what appears to be, well, 3 scarf boxes in here. I've got all of these receipt folders in here that I think I've been adding to this even. So I'm gonna set those aside. And then really quickly, let's look at the scarf. I'm probably gonna have to check in the videos to confirm what was in what. Unnecessary, but since I have video proof, I might as well make it consistent. So you can see how this is looking right now. I've got to identify this last one. And then I think I'm only missing 1 box potentially that maybe I have put someplace else. So I have to double check that. Okay, so I'm going to probably put the receipt folders in here. I just got to take all the receipts out first. And then I will put some ribbon and some tissue that I'm keeping. And then I'll figure out what I'm setting aside for the giveaway. There's 2 items that are missing boxes, the cherry key pouch, the denim key pouch, and then the white multicolor card holder. Those ones I don't have here. So I need to double check. Maybe I put them in another box or something, but pretty good. Okay, so I just remembered that I actually did send the cherry denim key pouch box. It was one of these to Jolene, I believe, that sent me the giant panda. I sent her some packaging as a thank you. So that is where that one went. Then that means the only one that I haven't been able to identify is the white multicolor card holder, which I think is this one based on the video. Close enough. It did have an onion head. So I do think this is probably it. And now I'm going to open all of the receipt envelopes. There are a ton of them. And I'm going to pull out the receipts, make sure there's no stickers or anything hiding in there. And then I'm just going to throw them in the box. So because I have the room, I am just going to save the receipt envelope. So in the receipt, you usually get the return shipping label, whatever, explore the world of Louis Vuitton QR code thing, and then you get this paper receipt. So this paper receipt does have a date on it. I also, though, print from my profile the full receipt as well. This is what I'm keeping because this will go in my binder. I'm setting that aside. And I'm keeping the other pieces just in the envelope. Sometimes I do throw away the shipping label. You don't need it. Again, I'm just being a psycho by keeping those. I'm just double checking, making sure there's no extra stickers in there. Empty. Okay. These now, how do I want to put these in here? So I stacked them up tall in the corner like this. Let's see if I can fit them all tight in the corner. I can. All right, so there's all the receipts. Okay, and then I left tissue in some of the boxes, like as it was packaged, as I received it. But then I had set aside some tissue over here that I was going to use in the giveaway. So I think I'm going to keep one perfect large one. I'm saving one multicolor bandeau size, and then I'm going to give away these 3, and I'm going to save these 2 bigger ones. All right, and then I have a ton of ribbon, and then I have stickers and tags. This is all the ribbon that I have. Gosh, I have a ton of ribbon that I can give away. I don't know like how much I even want to keep. Okay, I went and grabbed my binder really quick because I wanted to double check. That's where I've been keeping the sets that I plan to keep and then stuff that I plan to give away. So I have one full set preserved right now in these things, which I've shown you guys before. And then I have another set in the binder here that I just have in this sheet. And then I have 4 packs of stickers. So my plan was to keep 5 packs of stickers so that I have 2 to potentially use and then 3 as like backups. Here's one. I think I have them dispersed randomly, but I'm gonna do a double check and just make sure before I, give you my final count. If I kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of cherry, that would leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give away, which, here, this is my other hand set. Is this the one? Okay. So I did keep 5 sets of hands. So yeah, my plan was to keep 5 sets of each. I'm going to double check all the counts and everything, but that should mean that I have at least 3 sets of those, which I know I've sent a few to a couple of friends and fellow collectors. I feel like I'm missing some. I gotta go through. And then I have 5 sets of cherry, so I should have 5 of those to give away. And then my plan was to keep, I believe, 2 full sets of tags, 2 or 3 sets, and then whatever's left over, I will have to give away. So I have to do all of those counts, but don't worry, I will. I'm so curious. Do you keep the packaging? Do you get rid of it? How do you store it, especially if you live in a small space? Okay, really quickly before my camera dies, I will figure out the ribbon sets, etc. And then I have the ribbon and tissue paper here that I will put in the bin. And then I will be taking another one of these. And then I'm just going to throw this in the bin. So let me show you guys. So I'm literally just going to take this and set it in there like that. And again, this is plenty of room. So there is more space in here, but I think that's everything. So the ribbon will go in here, etc. like that. And then it has this top, which has like the ceiling on it. And then obviously you close all of the handles. I'm labeling the box again with blue tape. This is not fancy at all. I usually put 1 piece on the top of the bin. And then I put one on the front. All right, and then I'm gonna write 𝐿𝑒𝓉'𝓈 𝐵𝑒 2025. And same on the front here. 𝐿𝑒𝓉'𝓈 𝐵𝑒 2025. Just want to make sure it's easy to remember what's in this box, that I don't have to open it and pull everything out, even though this will be a hard one to forget. And then I keep that up in my spare bedroom / attic for now because I am paranoid about moisture in the basement right now. If I get the attic in a good place, like I have to organize the attic because I'm putting bookcases up there to put all this stuff up there so that I can actually finish this closet and get it all organized and cleaned out so I can give you a full tour. But once that's done, I should be able to show you where I keep it up in the attic as long as it doesn't look absolutely insane. So this is just a snippet of how I keep my tags safe, and I will show you guys the binder process and stuff in another part. So stay tuned for that. And I will also finish cutting off the tags of the scarves and show you how I protect those very similarly. That will be a whole other video if you enjoy this one. So seeing everything all organized is a reminder that it's not just shopping. It really is my makeshift version of archiving a moment in fashion history. And I'm sure my process will only improve over time, but this is how I've been doing it since I moved into this house. So since 2019, I keep little boxes in the bins. I keep the flat boxes stored in these storage bags. And then I keep all my tags and receipts, and I will show you my binder system very soon. So stay tuned for the next video. But if you've ever wondered what happens after the unboxings, this really is the collector's reality. Please don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments how you organize your things. I'm always looking for new tips and ideas, always learning, always curious. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and if you are interested in seeing the part 2. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
I love you all. You're beautiful. And never forget that everyone is a princess.